Hi, kids. Got my last bite of egg white in my mouth, so I apologize. Good morning. Hey, Richard. Hope you're having a good day, bud. Sorry, I was choking down the last bite of my egg white. Hi, Karen. Thanks for stopping in. Wow, that guy's in a hurry. Considering speed limit's 55 and I'm already doing 65. You'll probably pick up the fact that the truck is not repaired yet. They got the oil pressure sending unit problem solved, um, but I've got two busted bolts on the exhaust manifold that have to be welded to pull them out. And unfortunately, the guy that has to do it was on vacation the tail end last week. So it goes back in tomorrow morning to get that taken care of, and then we'll be quieted down finally. Good morning, Tiffany. Hi, Shake. Um, Typical Tuesday morning in Seattle, or nearby Seattle anyway. Wow, they must be setting up to repave. They're going to grind up all the asphalt and start over, I guess. That was a big pile of equipment over there. Um, I'll wait until a few more people come in and then we'll chat. Wow, 28 people in the chat. For 28 people here. That that may be a record. Now it's going back down. Anyway, hi Nugget. Um, should have Sibby in here pretty quick. She's uh, she's got a longer drive going to work, so she'll be heading out pretty quick. Um, anyway, whoa, I have to pull over. My hood is not shut. Luckily, the secondary light fixed that real quick. So we'll take a little detour here and go through town. And we'll get up here to a McClellan's or something and find a parking lot I can pull over in. I just noticed it vibrating as we were up to speed, and I haven't been. I got it back on Friday, and haven't really taken it anywhere since then. So anyway, so we'll take a quick 5 minute detour. If the traffic was bad, we'd be going this way anyway. Yes, please. Thank you. Hit the like button. We are in beautiful downtown Sumner, Washington. Only reason that it's famous is because I got to get over here. Because of bar rescues. They came into town and tried to upgrade and save Schaefer's Bar and Grill, and you can go find the episode on in the archives of Bar Rescue. But if you've ever seen that show, he goes in and finds bars that are basically about to go broke and close and save them. Kind of like Gordon Ramsay does on his kitchen nightmare type shows. Anyway, the owner was a dick, and I believe it was 2 weeks after the show was recorded, he changed the name back to Schaefer's and redid everything, and the whole place went belly up about 4 months later. All right, we're gonna pull into McClendon, and I'm gonna fix this hood real quick. So I will be right back with you. Excuse me. Okay, we're back. No. I've heard a lot of different comments about what I look like, but I have never heard that one before. Maybe back in the day when I was playing football, but not since then. All right, we are back on the road again. I usually get I look like a romance novel, or uh, if you've ever seen Sailing the Vagabond, I get a lot of people say I look like Riley, but except he's a lot younger and in much better shape than I am now. But anyway, I don't know if it's still, but for years it was the number one sailing channel. Um, uh, so it was very popular for quite a while. And then they had kids, and it kind of, in my opinion, ruined the show. But Brad Pitt once, yes. Anyway, for those that are interested, Sibby had a good day at work yesterday. She still feels like crap, but she's doing a little better. Um, there was a whole crew of a welcoming committee of little old ladies to welcome her to the building. Um, and she was basically given the keys to the castle. Steve Buscemi too. Yeah, that's a good story. I'd run with that one. He's one of my favorite actors. Yeah, yeah. Her only gripe is that her office is painted like some odd color of tangerine, and she wants to repaint it. Yes, Con Air was phenomenal in. I have yet to see him bad in anything. But yeah, Con Air was spectacular. He he plays those crazy nutballs great. I don't know if we're getting a little sprinkling or if I'm getting kind of looks like we may be getting a little sprinkle of rain here. All right, I'll be here. Anyway, let's see what else happened this week. Uh, I guess speaking of Hulk Hogan, I guess there's a lot more controversy around. What time is it here? It is 7:26 a.m. Yeah, I guess there's a whole bunch more controversy about Hulk Hogan passing. Um, I watch a lot of law and crime videos, and let's throw the wipers on and see if I can clear this up a little bit. Maybe a little soap, that'll help. Boy, it's been too many dry days. My wipers are crusty. I need to treat them. See if we can either need more rain or less rain. Yeah, it's a long drive up, Karen, on Tuesday mornings. It's not that long a drive other than the traffic. I'm about 2 hours, 2.5 hours up to Seattle. Um, uh, and then I go to my wound care appointment, and then I go back live again, coming back south, and that trip takes about an hour, maybe 50 minutes. But and the only reason the traffic doesn't look bad is because we had to get off the freeway to fix the hood. We did have a wicked thunder and lightning storm. What was that? Saturday night, maybe Sunday night. No, Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. Uh, which we get thunder and lightning storms here and there, but this one was wild. We had over 100 lightning strikes within 4 miles of the house. Um, I know Sibby filmed a bunch of them, but I don't know. I don't know what she's going to do with that footage. All right, back onto the freeway here. You guys have metered stoplights? I think this is the dumbest idea that Washington ever came up with. Well, no water in the basement. That's a good thing. Our big problem is the creek in the backyard when it rains real hard. Hi, Bern. Welcome in, bud. Bert is in Germany. He's my buddy from Germany. That's another problem I have with the truck. My intermittent wipers don't quite work right. They don't always land back down at the bottom where they're supposed to. See? Hey, Scully Pop. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. All right, get over one more lane here. Yeah, the intermittent wipers drive me nuts, so it's easier for me just to turn them on and off. My windshield washing fluid has wiper treatment stuff in it, um, so they will soften up. And if you don't know that trick, if your wipers are dried out from over the summer, you can take a baby wipe or a flushable wet wipe and run it up and down your wipers a couple of times, and that oil in them will rejuvenate your wiper blades. And some wiper fluids have a substance in them that will do that too, which is why I keep hitting the window washer fluid. Still testing. Oh, Washington State Fair is up and running. Uh, Probably won't get to go because I still can't walk, but we talked about looking into renting a scooter to run around on. Cool, glad to hear it, Belly Pop. What else? Cindy was busy spinning for part of the weekend, so I should have a new spin video coming out shortly, another spin short. And I'm still working on editing the tree video from last weekend. All these people in the carpool lane that don't have carpool. Hey, Stats. Well, however long you're here, that would be lovely. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm in great hopes I won't hear from my apprentice today, but you never know. He tends to get me on the return trips frequently. He knows Tuesday I go to the doctor and I go live twice, but he doesn't seem to remember it. So frequently he calls and interrupts. But that's him. And he needs help, and I know that. That's what I'm here for. Oh, I appreciate when anybody can make it here. I'm still stunned that you guys show up to listen to me babble, especially with the noise the truck makes, although that will finally be getting fixed. And I have to say, you guys are the catalyst to make that happen, because this exhaust leak has been going for at least 2 years. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that's you, Tiffany. You're always busy, honey. All right, now I can hit the carpool. You're such a busy woman, Tiffany, but you still make time to support everybody. You're always, I see you everywhere, all over YouTube. Hi, Lucy. Thanks for coming in, honey. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're doing, Tiffany. You're still in there. Is he close to being monetized? That's so good. I know he's been working hard on it. I mean, well, he's all working hard on it, but I know he was very close. That's when it's killing us on Munchie Mafia as the watch hour. We finally made 600 subscribers while we got, I mean, I know we only need five, but we made 600 subscribers this past weekend. Um, and I guess I'm at 300. I don't pay attention to it. Like I've said all along, this channel was an accident. Gave him 9 more hours. That's cool. Of course, I've got a soda going. I stop at every Tuesday morning. That's my big treat for the week. I hit McDonald's and get a sausage muffin and a Coke. So I do have my Coke going. The whole problem with watch hours for us, and some of you were with us back then, but about this time last year, her assistant quit at the jail, or was actually her security clearance was pulled for doing something stupid. I think she was letting inmates look at her phone or something. Anyway, her security clearance got pulled, and Sibby had to work for 4 months straight with 3 days off. And she was so exhausted, we ran 3 months without doing a video, or with only doing a couple of videos. And that time is catching us now, and so our watch hours have dropped down significantly. I appreciate any help you guys can give us. Like I said, my account really doesn't matter. Um, I was out promoting her account, or her two accounts, and Off Topic Squirrel is a channel that's very much fun to do, although it's not for all people. Boy, is it not for all people. That one that gets it's definitely over 18. Yeah, no, we looked. She just tried to call me. Are you guys still there? She knows I'm live. I don't know why she would try and do that unless she's looking for something. If memory serves, what she did was they've got cameras all over the place, and she was showing the inmates something on her phone that she thought was funny, and that's a big no-no. I understand about security clearances. I'm cleared at the DEA to work on their air conditioning equipment, including the evidence room. So I've got a very high security clearance too. Um, but yeah, they yanked her security clearance, which means she couldn't get into the jail anymore. So she lost her job, and therefore Civvy had to work. You can't just not show up and not feed the inmates. Otherwise, they get upset about stuff like that. So she went from September to when she quit just before Christmas, and she had it may have been 4 days off, but it was work 3 weeks and then get 1 day, and then work 3 or 4 more weeks and get 1 day, that kind of a thing. Hibbing, Minnesota. Hi there. I've been to a few places in Minnesota, but I've never been to Hibbing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Ophia. Mama Ophia. That she cooks and roasts mother. She's a wonderful lady. Anyway, it was her. We called Labor and Industries here, and Washington State has absolutely no laws to protect the workers on overtime. And although you think, cool, overtime, that's big money, but nobody ever remembers the fact that it'll bump you up a couple of tax brackets until the government gets it all anyway. So I think for working 7 days a week, she was bringing home about 200 extra dollars, which is still $200, but you know, when you figure overtime is time and a half, it should have been a lot more than that. But the IRS wants its cut. And then she left, and they found somebody, quote unquote, to replace her. And she warned. God, I don't know if I'm gonna make that. We're gonna try though. Um, she warned her boss that the guy wasn't going to make it 2 months, and 6 weeks later they called her and asked her to come back. So she went back for a while, and then she got this set up, or this job basically fell in her lap, and this one about intentionally doubled her salary. So you can't pass that up. Must have been a butt dial. If she actually needed something, she'd have. If she didn't keep the call going, she would have popped in here to ask. Anyway, Yeah, it's surprising when we, because that was the first thing I thought. They can't force you to work overtime. They have to make accommodations for you. And when we researched it and talked to labor and industries and the L&I attorneys, uh, we found out that that's not true. Mandatory overtime is there are no restrictions on mandatory overtime in the state. There she is. I figured it was a butt dial, honey, when you didn't call right back. That's okay. No big deal. Hey, Simon. Yes, I can barbecue. 167 isn't too bad if you want to come up that way. Um, but be careful of the panhandler. He's more a little on the aggressive side coming off it to go across the Kent Valley. He's actually walking and waving, walking up to people's windows. Um, yes, you need to run off. I know. I saw the notice come up. I don't always get them, but I got it today. She Cooks and Roast just went live too. We crossed lives Tuesday mornings, and she's hysterical. If you guys haven't seen her or caught up with her, She Cooks and Roast. It's at I don't remember the at sign, and I should. That's terrible of me, but I don't see it often enough. The channel name is She Cooks and Roast. If you look that up, you'll find it. Um, yeah, she's hysterical. All right, off we go. Yep, over the river, through the woods. There it is. Thanks, Simon. Yes, Chef Roasty Day. Yeah, she's very funny and very entertaining. I mean, everybody in here has great channels. Some are just supporters, but a lot of them have channels, and every one I've watched has been good. And I think I watched just about all of them. If I've missed somebody, I will pick them up. But hey, that was kind of cool. We made that light. That doesn't happen often. Yeah, exactly, Simon. I'm easily amused though, so there's usually something funny going on, whether it's directly a cause of the person's channel, of the person on the channel, or the chat. There's always something funny going on because pretty much everybody's a comedian and very quick-witted. Yeah, Simon, exactly. I try to do the best I can to hit everybody. Hi, Des. Thanks for running by, honey. That just surprises me that it was just all that construction that was causing the stack up right here. Because that road used to just get stacked all the way down the hill. Oh, great. You got it stopped to one lane, and we got a bus sitting at the bus station. That's so awesome. Glad to hear it, Des. And your timing is perfect. Divorce will be finalized, townhouse will be yours, and you're in business. Hey, Darren, thanks for coming in, bud. This has to all be residual from Labor Day because there's not a lot of traffic. I mean, a lot less than normal. That's okay. I'll take it. Just woke up. That's more my usual days, sleeping in a little bit. What's really funny is the puppies on Tuesday morning. I get up first and go outside, have a cigarette, and I'll put the harnesses on the puppy so Subi doesn't have to mess with that. And then she'll come out, and then about 10 minutes later, the puppies climb in bed, show up at the door. Not together. Cindy gets up first, and Dory's the last one up. Dory doesn't want to get out of bed. Um, we're almost up to where Civvy works, and then out to the left a ways. At her new job. She sent me a picture yesterday down the road from where she works. She's got a beautiful view of the Sound. Dory's the first one back up on the bed. Yeah, yeah, and usually you gotta coax her over to get her harness off of her because she'll run up right up onto the bed, go jump on the pillows and snuggle down, and then you gotta convince her to come over and get her harness off. They're so silly. Pets make our lives great. Only problem is Leroy decides in the middle of the night that he wants attention. You get a 35-pound cat that kind of lays across your chest all of a sudden. You realize you're having trouble breathing and it's not a heart attack, it's the cat. Yeah, they're fun. They're all fun. Yeah, drag her off the pillow. Yeah, that happens frequently. She doesn't come to you. You have to go get her. So I'm here. I'm comfortable. Leave me alone. I'll sleep in my harness. Yeah, they're silly. Yeah, I'm assuming autocorrect got you and you meant horking. And of course, anybody that has pets that sleep on the bed know that problem. God, these people are just dumb. Hey, yeah, that's the Rufus thing. He'll sit next to you and screw with your eyelids, stick his foot in your mouth. And Leroy's just not that bright. I woke up the other morning and had a big blood spot on my chest where he'd walked across me. He wasn't running, wasn't doing anything. He just walked across me apparently. And his weight took his claws into me. Come on, dude, you got a half mile in front of you. It's the pedal on the right. Yeah, taco. In the fast lane, going 50 miles an hour. Oh, now he's found the speed up. Must have put his phone down. Way out in the distance, you can see the Seattle skyline. I think. At least I can see it. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. But, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but my autocorrect attacks are getting much more prevalent these days. Even when I spell it correctly, it'll autocorrect it to either something I had no intention of writing or hi, introvert. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing okay. Traffic's actually been pretty good, so I'm kind of surprised. How are you doing? How's the chinchillas? Introvert in Alaska has two chinchillas, and they're adorable. Yeah, I know it happens on Off Topic Squirrel, and I know why it happens on Off Topic Squirrel, but I don't know why it happens other places. Dogs are doing well. Um, I got some more video of Cindy spinning last night, so there's another spin video coming out. I got to bump over one more lane here, um, or maybe two. Um, yeah, I keep thinking she's going to outgrow it, but she hasn't yet. So as long as she's silly enough to do it, I'm silly enough to videotape it. Um, I'm starting to see a little bit of the color changes coming. We've got a big hill right in front of the house, which you've probably seen in pictures that one of the two of us have posted over the years. But and it's 80% evergreens and 20% deciduous. And when they start to go, the colors get really beautiful. And as those happen, I will get pictures and post them. But I'm starting to, even here on the side of the road, you can see some colors starting to come. We don't get the really dark reds like they do in New England, but we get the beautiful oranges and yellows. Not to mention, Cindy is a leaf monster, so as the leaves come down, there should be some funny stuff with Cindy chasing leaves. Yeah, there's not a lot of color change yet, but it's coming. I'm ready for it. Yeah, I mean the reds look beautiful in New England up in that area, and I wish we got them too because that combination with what we do have would be phenomenal. But interesting drive. You're very nice. It's just me babbling and some pretty stuff to look at. And like I've said before, even if you guys weren't here, I'd be talking to myself. So this works out nice. Oh yeah, I'll bet you. Yeah, in the autumn, yeah, yeah. The pictures and videos I've seen of Vermont and Connecticut up in that area, and Maine. Oh, that works out nice. Lots of people run double and triple streams. I'm usually only on my phone. I've got an iPad and a laptop too, but I'm usually only on my phone. iPad's technically for work. The company owns it, um, and so most of the time, if I use it for off-topic squirrel, uh, but otherwise, mostly I use it for work. I know Des runs tons of multiple channels at the same time. Multitasking, as it were. I got to go get this wound care appointment taken care of, and we'll see. Last week we tried stem cells for the first time in a long time. I think it was 2 years ago, and we all thought it would probably go very well because of where everything was. But a month, well, yeah, I want to say the end of July, I went in and saw my heart doc, and she put me back on a blood thinner. And so every time I bump my arm, I got a huge bruise. And normally, the way it's been going is I go to the wound care appointment. Um, they trim away a little bit of the bad skin that's growing to promote the good skin that's growing. And yeah, yeah, that works for me too, Darren. Sometimes I put them up on the big TV. Um, anyway, yeah, they do a little trimming on it on Tuesdays, and Wednesday there's a little bit of discharge and bleeding, and by Thursday there's no more discharge. Um, it's all completely dried up, and that's why we figured it would be a good shot to run the stem cells again. But this week I've had discharge while bleeding the entire week, and I'm betting it's because of the blood thinner. Because in the last week, all of a sudden, all of the bruising has reappeared. The last time I was on blood thinners, that's what happened. They, I mean, I look like I've been in a fight. My arms are completely covered in bruises. So I'm going to address that today. If indeed we lost track, lost ground because of it, then I'm going to call the heart doc and say, hey, because I hadn't been on blood thinners in 3 years, and I thought I was doing fine. And I went in and saw the heart doc, and it wasn't even discussed. I mean, all of a sudden I had another prescription, and I actually had to call and find out what the hell it was and ask why, you know, and was told she figured it would be a good ad for my medication. And if that's the only reason she put me on it, it's not. Sorry, I don't think it's a good ad at all. My blood pressure is not high. I mean, it's probably helping with blood flow to my foot, but because it's bleeding. So that would be a good thing, but maybe a lesser dose or something. But anyway, I'll talk to the doctor about it and see what we need to do. But there's no point in doing stem cells if, which is what happened last time we did it. Oddly enough, I was on blood thinners when because that was 2 or 3 years ago. Well, little over 2 years ago. Anyway, after the wound care appointment, now that I went sidetracked badly, squirrel. Um, I got to hit the grocery store and then I'm headed home. I may have prescriptions to pick up too. I don't remember. We'll see if the text comes from the pharmacy. And then I'm going to go home and spend the rest of the afternoon with the doggies, do some laundry and that kind of homeward bound kind of stuff. So I don't have a big day planned other than this. But the doggies will be happy to see me when I get home. So at least the lawn guys aren't coming today. Those are the days I'm nervous about. When because the lawn guys, I'm allergic to fresh cut grass and so we have a yard guy that comes to mow the lawn. Uh, and if he comes on Tuesdays when nobody's home, I'll turn the TV on and crank the volume up so the dogs can listen to cartoons and they don't get too upset when the lawn guy comes. When they come on Wednesday or Thursday when I'm home, the puppies are very excited to see them. So I try and keep their interest to a minimum if we're not home. Um, and I got to start bumping over some lanes here so I can sally forth at a better pace. Uh, we could. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but we'll see. I'm up here early enough that I could get into my appointment early, and if I do, maybe we'll do a little sightseeing. Last time I got out early, we ran down by the waterfront. We'll see what the timing is. All right, thank you for stopping by. Say hi to the chinchillas for me. You know, it's actually kind of funny. Leroy's fur, our big 35-pound cat's fur, is so soft. He actually reminds me of chinchilla fur. Um, I had a chinchilla. I've talked to Edward about it, but I had a chinchilla years and years and years and years ago. And we called him Mickey Mouse Mouse because he kind of looked like a Mickey Mouse mouse. Um, but yeah, Leroy's fur is so soft. That's what he feels like as a chinchilla. Anyway, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I really, really, really do. I appreciate all you for stopping by and keeping me company. There isn't. I'm trying to think of new stuff I haven't told you about coming into Seattle. Um, Actually, I may be left alone today. Now that I think about it, I think my apprentice is in a manless certification class this morning, so he may leave me alone today, along with half the rest of the crew. I had to get two guys recertified, and then I had to get the rest of them certified to begin with. I mean, I, I mean, when they invented man lifts, there was no certification to run them back then. If, if you thought you could do it, you jumped on it and went for it. Oh, for crying out loud, dude, that's called following distance. And I certainly didn't want your big dumb ass in front of me. Well, that's irritating as hell. I hate being behind big trucks. Not real happy about them behind me either, after getting rear-ended by one. There's a Space Needle up to the left there for a second. Technically, he's not supposed to be in the left lane. Trucks over 10,000 pounds gross are not supposed to run the left lane, period. So that's irritating because none of them even realize that. Hell, even there's even semi-truck drivers that don't follow those rules. Whoops. Well, they thought they had it fixed. My oil pressure just dropped off to zero. So apparently they don't have it fixed yet. Oh well. Oh well. They reset the dash cluster and then had it for 3 days. Well, 2 days, and it never zeroed again. So they figured they had it fixed. And they called me Thursday morning and said, This is what's happened. This is what it's doing. Obviously, I can't chase it if it's working, which is true. You can't. It's hard to find intermittent problems. I know that from my years in the trade. Um, anyway, it never failed on me. So they figured that may be it, but that's obviously not the sending unit itself because uh, when it's working, it does work. It's got to be some kind of a short, and I haven't played with it since they messed with it. But it used to be that if I opened the hood, reached up to the oil pressure setting, and pushed down on the wiring harness where it clips onto the oil pressure sensor, it would start working and then it would work for a long time. So I figured that's where the problem was. All right, we got to start. So let's see if I can get an opening in the traffic here and get out from behind this truck and in front of another one. Jesus. Hey, Lucy. Well, apparently it came back for a minute. So You know, dickhead, if you hadn't jumped over here, I could have pulled what you just did. Now I can't, jackass. All right, we're going to have to get over behind some of these trucks. Well, there goes the semi changing lanes, so I'll move over behind this guy and then try and get ahead of this cracked air truck. All right, there we go. Okay, we're in the right lane now, and we can move on down the road. And once again, we've made it into downtown Seattle. Survived another Tuesday drive. Got about another 500 feet. And there's two, look at this jackass in the right lane trying to get over, just to get ahead. Dickwad. Pardon my French. Last 500 feet, and we can't get there. Hey, Richard never made it back. There was somebody coming to his door. Must have been a Jehovah's Witness. Kept him for longer than he expected. Or a couple of young Mormon lads. That's what we get a lot of that up in our neck of the woods. Wow, this is really, I mean, there's like no traffic. So strange. So very strange. Yes. And we have defund Musk protesters. Yellow building off to the left with all the bars on the windows. That's King County Jail. All right. I'm trying to figure out what that license plate in front of me says. Jesekhon. Jesekhon. I don't know what it says. If you got any guesses, put them in the chat. Mine's easy. It's one, the number one, and then SICPPY. One sick puppy. I have no idea what that one is. Whatever it is, they think they're very clever by that combination of letters, but it ain't as clever as you think it is if nobody else can figure out what it means. Okay, it's a woman driving the car. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, Jesus. She came off this way just to get around the collective. So, no, she's parking. Okay. There's lots of people that take this off ramp just to get right back on the freeway right there to try and avoid the slowdowns over there. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, the Seattle roads are so wonderful. Boy, we got some of the dumbest looking buildings in the world. We got a couple of them that are actually kind of nice looking, but I don't know. I don't know where these guys went to architect school. I mean, they'll go to architect school thinking they're going to build, they're going to design the most amazing building in the world. And I don't know, some of them that that are claimed to be amazing buildings, I'm not impressed by. I just don't get it. You know, sometimes they're cantilever offsets, so it looks like the building shouldn't stay up, but it does, and that's why it's an amazing building. That kind of stuff, and it's just like, really, how about you just build one so that it stays up and it looks like a building with some sort of a decorative outer color covering on it, you know, some sort of a decorative facade, as it were, or facade. Kid in my third grade uh, vocabulary class said facade, and I don't know why I remember that, but it's funny as hell to me. And I remembered it all these years. All right, around the corner, we got two more stoplights until I got to hit the parking garage. So this is coming to a close, my friends. For this particular drive was actually 80 minutes, so we made very good time, really. Um, so we should be back around 11 a.m. to do the return trip. Could be a little earlier. We'll see. Um, if we've got extra time, then we'll go find something to see in Seattle that's something cool. Have a good day, honey. I love you. I hope you have another fun day. All right, folks. I love y'all. We'll see you later.